Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 27 of Water Hose Drinkers. We are here on Zoom tonight, hopefully soon to be joined by our friends Cooper and Cole. But for now, you're stuck with Josh and I. We just got done playing a little 9 holes here in Perry, Georgia.
We did, Al. Sorry, I was texting Cole, told him to get ready to join. But yeah, so the Twitter poll, Alec, I did put that out. The people did say I would win, but we did play a scramble. So
Mhm.
you want to tell the people how the scramble went. If my back is kind of hurting off of it, I might add. But you did have a couple clutch putts in there.
The only thing that I remember, I totally blacked out 1 through 8, is that I saved a birdie putt on 9. So,
Oh, you saved a par putt on 7.
yes, I did.
Saved a 10-foot par putt on 7, and you knocked in about it was a 7-8 feet maybe for bird on 9.
And that's all that matters.
Yeah, I did hit the drive and the approach up to the green, but I did hit two putts after you sunk in that birdie putt, and I missed both of them. So what
It
can
ain't
you do?
easy. It ain't easy.
This episode is not sponsored by, but hopefully sponsored by Firemaker, Hill Southern.
Nice. I got some hose water here in the straight
My
out the fall.
my question is, Alec, is there ice cubes in the bottle? Okay.
Nope.
I know you are prone to putting, I know you got your little ice cube tray that you get straight from the hose, and I know how you are. You don't trust ice from the fridge. It's okay.
Well, it's, sometimes room temperature water is better for you because your body doesn't have to level out the temperature and it processes it faster. So if you're really dehydrated or if you've been working out, room temperature water is actually better for you. But cold water, so refreshing.
True, very much so refreshing. But what you got for your song of the week, brother?
Robin, would you lay down, please? She's sitting there like trying to burrow in her bed. It's digging to China, quite distracting.
She's a
Anyways,
man.
my song of the week is I Can Get Off on You by Willie Nelson and Waylon Jennings.
Dude, as I pulled open my Spotify and music started playing, you know what, Alec, we finally hit the right genre.
I I thought we might on this one.
The Border by Willie Nelson.
Sweet. Dude, we nailed it. Same artist too.
I know it, dude. I was playing that on the golf course today. That was one of those songs I looked at you was like, dude, this one I got from 100.9 The Creek. Like that was like one of like 10 that I showed you.
Good deal. I'm glad we're finally synced up.
Sorry, I was just texting Cole. I just told him to join whenever he gets a moment. So hopefully he joins here in a minute. But yeah, dude, finally linked up and we're not even together. Oh, I know it. We live 5 minutes down the road from each other, but it is getting late. Dude, but yeah, Cole texted me back. He said, coming 1 second. So Cole, expect Cole to join any moment. But yeah, dude, so we've had a couple, I wouldn't say conflicts with Cole Goodwin, not Cole Woodard, who's about to join. Cole Woodard is your State of the Union, Ronnie DeSantis Jr. But Cole Goodwin, we are going to have him on next week. I know we promised last week, and then we promised this week, but next week we're going to have him on. I his business, but he's in a place, where it's important for his future right now. So I can't really blame him for that.
He's got something exciting going on. We're very excited for him. Big friend of the podcast. We look forward to having him on next week for sure.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm excited. Oh, dude, look what he joined as.
Ron DeSantis Jr.
What's up, lads?
Dude, we're just laughing at what you joined as.
What are you talking about?
You
That's my name. That's my name. Don't wear it out or wear it out. I don't know. It's a failed presidential campaign guy. But what's going on, lads? How we doing? How we feeling?
What's up?
What's up, big dog?
I don't know. Just somewhere
You're at
at
work?
the moment. No, clearly not. Because why would I do this at work while I'm on the clock making money? Why would I do any of that?
Well, Cole, I know, just stick around as long as you can. If you need to go, you need to go. No worries.
God, I hope there's no more flower emergencies. That was a nightmare the last time I was on here. Golly.
So, Cole,
Anyways, what's going on?
to start, I want to give you a couple things. I got some little this week in sports for you. And,
Okay.
I got a little hot topic that we want to talk about. I think you know what it is. Keon Coleman had some words. We'll save
Oh,
it.
yeah.
We'll save
Yeah,
it.
that's fine. I was going to start out on a happy note.
Okay, well, let's start out on a happy note. You give us your happy note.
It's all about the Jets. You want to know why? Because they drafted the human highlight reel that is Jordan the GOAT Travis. Brought Florida State back from the brink of extinction.
Yeah, so let's jump in right into NFL draft talk, dude, since you brought that up. Dude, so if Jordan Travis never gets hurt, he probably would have been a third-round draft pick at worst.
He probably would have been where JJ McCarthy was, because apparently if you win a national championship, you can get drafted, no matter what.
I agree with you. JJ McCarthy, I don't think he's going to be that good. But
no, he's mid. Oh, God. No, he sucks.
Yeah. See, I don't know how you feel about Drake May. I don't believe that Drake May is going to be that good either.
Disagree. I mean, I'm not sold on Jaden Daniels. He's like a little bit better RG3. You're going to have him for what, 1 or 2 years, and then he's going to fall off. It's also Washington.
I'm not. See, that's why I think Caleb Williams is going to be good, but is Chicago Bears going to be good?
They should be on paper.
On
Kind
paper,
of like them. Kind of like them a lot.
Dude, nasty, especially with the Dunze, DJ Moore, and Keenan Allen. And then you got
you only get Keenan Allen for half a season.
True. But you got Coleman and DeAndre Swift. I mean,
I'm not 100% sold on DeAndre Swift. I think his best days are behind him, but that's just me. I
fear that's the case, and I got him on my dynasty squad. And I like the situation in Philly a lot better.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I have 1-1 in my dynasty league draft coming up this Sunday, because I drafted, or I'm in a league with a bunch of special needs people. I don't even know where to go with that, because they're just so special needs that they think, oh, let's treat our dynasty league just like the NFL. We're going to draft in May.
I got my draft in May too.
See,
I got my draft in May too, and I got the 102.
See, we do ours kind of early. Last year we did it at end of June, but this year we're either going to do it. I think we're going to do it at end of July, because I'm going to be on my honeymoon when they wanted to do it.
Ooh, we love that. Again, Ronnie DeSantis Jr. is ordained, and I can be there quickly if a preacher is needed. Okay.
I think Jenna's uncle has got it covered. I appreciate it, though.
Barring any circumstances, you give me a call. All right. Now let's push on.
Okay. So, Cole, I don't know why I don't know this. Who's your NFL team?
The Buccaneers. Come on now. Sold our soul for Tom Brady to get another Super Bowl. Okay. I burned down South Howard Street. I almost climbed on a fire truck trying to get to a car accident, but then I realized I shouldn't do that. And then I got interviewed 2 times on like 2 YouTube things.
I remember that.
They were like, are you riffraff because you have a curly mullet? And I went, no, but Tampa Bay is Titletown, USA. Boy, was I wrong, because, the Rays gave Wander Franco, $10 million, and he turned out to be a loser. And then the Bolts just got bolted
by the Panthers.
Bolted to Cancun is what I've been saying, unfortunately.
So going back to the Bucks, how do you feel about the Bucks draft? Maybe some names or.
Hey, I mean, I like a flashier first round pick, but they went with what we need. Granted, my biggest pet peeve with the Bucks stems all the way back to whenever Derwin James was in the draft, because he's a Polk County boy, and I wanted Florida State guy, Polk County guy. It's like, oh my God, he's gonna fall to the Bucks at 13. They drafted Villa. Great draft pick in hindsight. Don't get me wrong, but we have one good DB, and that's Andre Winfield. So I mean, I don't know. This is my philosophy. You draft Florida State players, you're gonna be good in the NFL. So
I tell you one guy that I do like is, where did Verse go to?
the Rams.
Yeah, I thought that was,
Mm.
that was Sean McVay's first ever first round draft pick as a head coach.
What? Oh my God. No, I forgot about that. Dude,
Dude.
Oh wow, I completely forgot about that. They really be trading their draft picks. Like, that's crazy.
Well, you remember they sold so much to get Matt Stafford too.
Yeah, they sold their soul to Detroit. And I mean, obviously it paid off.
Well, it paid off wonderfully. You get you a Super Bowl in your home stadium, year after the Bucks do it. A little copycat action over there in LA. But, you do what you do. And by the way, the second round draft pick, they put teammates together. They put Braden Fisk next to Jared Verse, the guy that was holding up the ring during the AC championship game, number 55, the D tackle. The boys are playing together. And then the Cardinals drafted Jared Verse's roommate, the running back, Trey Benson. So we get to see that matchup all the time. I'm excited for it. I had a lot of teams that won the draft, the Jets being one of them, the Bills, the 49ers. Again, anyone who drafts a Florida State player, I'm going to say you won the draft. So, the Falcons did not win the draft. I can tell you that right now. The Falcons
they
did not win the draft.
That's exactly what I was about to bring up too. It just like every fan base, between us three, the Jets, the Bucks, the Jags, we can all say the majority of the teams at worst got to beat draft grade, right? At worst to beat. Most of the fan bases are happy, but the Atlanta Falcons are the only team that I'm like, dude, what the hell are you doing?
I feel like they were the consensus losers of the draft.
Yeah, they. Guess what? You could have waited to get, if you really wanted Michael Penix, you could have traded probably into the 20s to get him. You could have traded into the 20s.
Now, I will say, I think that he was going to go 11 through 13. That little run of Vikings, Broncos, Raiders, or Vikings, Raiders, Broncos, however it went, I feel like the quarterbacks were all going off the board right there.
So don't get me started on the Raiders. They are on my shit list. I'm so upset with the Raiders.
Well, dude, what I don't get about Raiders fans is like they were so upset with drafting Brock Bowers in the first round. It's like,
I was upset with them drafting. I have the 1-1 in my fantasy league, and I went, oh my God, Brock Bowers. I need a tight end, a legacy tight end.
yeah.
Gardner Minshew, like, it's over. I don't know what I'm doing now. I'm in a bit of a tiff.
I like Minshew, but also last year in the second round they drafted Michael Mayer out of Notre Dame,
and he was the best tight end in that draft. And guess who else traded for Michael Mayer?
Me.
They don't need me. Me too. So I had Michael Mayer, and I gave up a second. I had to give up a second rounder, and I got some stuff back. And then I was like, oh, perfect. I was like, oh, I have Michael Mayer. I'm gonna also draft. I was like, oh, I don't even need. Or I was gonna trade out of the 1-1 and go get like Brock Bowers or something. I don't know what I was doing or what I was thinking, but I was like, oh, something happened, and I was like, oh, I could trade out of 1-1, get some capital, and get Brock Bowers. And then they went and drafted Brock Bowers, and the Raiders have screwed me. And everyone was laughing at me in my group chat. They were like, ha, ha, ha. And I went, well, ha, ha, ha. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. And we have 4 hours in between picks, and it's a rolling draft. It's open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. I don't even know what that 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And then I'm just going to take 4 hours to take the first pick because I am salty about drafting in May, and I'm salty about Brock Bowers, and I'm just a nuisance. And Ronnie D does what he wants, okay?
Dude,
He wanted golf.
As soon we'll get in that second. One thing. I dropped Michael Mayer as soon as I saw that draft pick come in.
I traded him.
What a terrible draft. Terrible draft for fantasy. All starting with Malik Neighbors going 6 to the Giants. He should have gone 5 to the Chargers. Then you go Odunze at 9 to the Bears. He's going to be wide receiver 3. He's got a ceiling. All of the quarterbacks are going to be awful. Brock Bowers going to the Raiders. That was a terrible landing spot for fantasy. Not a good fantasy draft. It's like these owners don't even care about us.
No, they don't. They don't care about us. It's just like, players don't care about my bets.
I know, like, dude,
For
I'm betting
example-
on you. Like, I'm putting my money on you to perform well. Why you should care that I'm doing that?
You make more than like 20 teachers in my local school district, and you can't go get a rebound. Sabonis or Luca last night, who I needed 3 rebounds to get a triple double that would have saved my day. You can't do that for me. You also, I'm looking at you, Philadelphia 76ers. I don't even know what the score is right now. They were down really bad in the first quarter. I put the whole balance on you guys. I put the entire balance on them boys.
Embiid.
And guess what? He sucks. Everyone sucks. I hate Philadelphia. It's a smelly city.
Embiid's kind of like he loses gas, man.
That's Philly for you. They, the lawless city. It's a lawless city.
Total
I
anarchy.
don't know. Oh yeah, no chaos. Actually, you know what? That sounds like my kind of city. Maybe. I couldn't do it. I mean, it's like Gotham. It's pretty much Gotham.
I mean, well, no, that was Pittsburgh. I was about to say in Dark Knight Rises when the stadium, I was like, that's Philly, but no, that was Pittsburgh.
Oh, dude.
They had
Funny-
Roethlisberger and Heinz Ward in there.
Yeah.
Funny story about that. That's exactly the outcome I want for the first game of the season for Miami and Florida, because they play each other. I was like, how can they both lose? That scene from Batman.
Dude,
I love when like Auburn, Alabama, or Tennessee, Florida plays. I was like, hope a meteor hits the stadium.
I want both.
Respectfully.
I will say this: Miami they play each other, right? And then Florida has to play UCF, and then Miami has to play USF. If they lose those games, barring that my Knowles don't, send me to an asylum, Arkham, there might be a new big 3 in the state of Florida, which involves Florida State, USF, and UCF. And I can get behind that. Okay, I can.
Let's
can't
keep
get
this
behind
train
it.
of thought going.
Yeah,
on,
let's keep
on
going.
Florida State. I want to talk about Keon Coleman's comments. Let me
Okay.
look this up so I can get it accurate. I don't want to paraphrase
Mhm.
here. Let's see. What was the quote?
A man of intelligence, Keon Coleman.
come on.
The first pick in the second round. He's a man of Macy's, a man of, funny memes. And you know what? He's just a smart guy. And you know what? I stand by his. I don't even need to hear him. I know what he said. And I'm going to get spoiler, ladies and gentlemen. I back that up. But let's get the quote. Let's get the legendary quote from the GOAT himself.
I know Alex still trying to find it, but dude.
Oh, it's simple. I can paraphrase. If you beat Alabama, if you win the SEC championship game, like Florida State won their ACC championship game
Right.
against the top 30 or top 10 offense in the country, we find out. Plain and
I
simple.
got it. Keon Coleman, former wide receiver of Florida State, drafted by the Bills at number 33. He said, of course they, Georgia, want to play. They playing in the Mad as Hell Bowl. They mad because they lost to Alabama, but y'all mad because y'all lost. Y'all think this is 2021. Y'all think that you're supposed to get in just because you're Georgia. If you would have won the SEC championship, you would have found out who was better between Florida State and Georgia. Florida State still would have been out. You would have played us in the Matter Bowl, in a bowl that mattered. We're not going to play y'all in a bowl that don't matter. That's a waste of time. Oh my God, what effing loser mentality.
Nope,
That is beta male mentality.
it's not.
But
I'm sorry. Are you guys risking millions of dollars for the 2023 Orange Bowl? That's not even in prime time. We're talking about a game that was kicked off at 3 or 4 p.m. and there was still daylight. It was still daylight, and we didn't lose. We did not lose. You're gonna get me going. I'm gonna lose it. We didn't lose. We did not. We should not have been there. And you know who's really blaming all this? Alabama. Why'd you have to lose to Texas? It's plain and simple. Or why did Texas have to lose later in the year? We could have figured all of this out. But no. Greg Sankey's got to go talk his talk and all that. It's fine. You know what? Congrats on your 2023 Orange Bowl victory. You didn't play the real Florida State. You played high schoolers. You played my little brother who's like a sophomore right now in high school. And you know what else you did? You played yourself. Ha! You played yourself.
You know
The
what?
absolute dog shit out of Florida State. Now,
Oh,
Cole, if this game was 31-24, then I see where you're coming from. It was
Okay.
63-3. Our backups beat y'all 35-0.
yeah. After our third and fourth and walk-ons had been playing for another 30 minutes.
The same
You don't
guys
get
were on the field
fatigue.
for Georgia.
You don't get tired. You don't get fatigued or tired. What are you
I do
talking
not
about here?
personally.
Georgia
Well,
starters
it
got
doesn't
to
matter.
play
That's why I
starter.
voted for Josh to win in golf today. So, boom.
Well, okay.
Yeah, I did.
That hurts. That hurts.
Hey, guess what? Come at the king. You better come correctly. Called
So
Ron
I'm
unfiltered
calling
like
your
a.
manager right now.
to
Do
be
it.
fair, to be fair,
He's a Florida State fan. He would agree with me. Boom. So do it. I dare you. I dare you to call my manager.
to be fair, to be fair, the Orange Bowl is the #1 bowl game besides the playoffs this past
Nope.
year.
Disagree.
Rankings wise, yes, it was. Those are
The
two.
rankings were
It was
wrong
5
to
versus
begin
6.
with. We could go dive really deep into this, but here is what I tell every Georgia fan. Congratulations, you won the 2023 Orange Bowl. Congrats.
I mean,
You know-
at the end of the day, it does not really mean anything for either school because both teams are dying for another national championship. More so, Florida State than Georgia because
I would die for a national
obviously
championship.
has two recent national championships, but
Yes.
Georgia knocked the shit out of them.
Do you think that there is ever, Josh, do you think there's ever been a game under Kirby Smart where Georgia has gone into it and thought, oh, we don't care if we win or lose this?
Not a single one.
Not a single one. That is
Okay.
such loser mentality. You got to have that absolute competitive fire in you if you want to make it far in this business.
Well, I don't think Florida. Yeah, they did have a lot of players opt out, right? But Norvell wasn't going there. Oh, if we lose it or whatever. Like he's going to establish that winner mentality in the locker room with the guys that he have. I mean, it's not Norvell's fault that all these
It's
guys.
established. It's
I mean,
established.
but
I'm going to tell you
is
this right
it
now. It's
not, though?
established.
Is it
No,
not?
100% established.
If you're in battle in the freaking War of Independence and you see your line break and everybody starts fleeing, who's that on? That's on the general for not rallying his troops. You are
Okay.
in one of
Let
the
me clarify.
highest levels of sports in this country, and you're not going out there and trying your hardest to win every single game?
Why would you try your hardest when you do everything that you're supposed to do and you get punished for it because of one BS excuse? And I will get into this. The playoff committee got to go home. That night that they had to decide, they let them go back to their hotels. We need to treat this like the O.J. Simpson trial where you cannot leave anywhere until you come to a decision. This is ludicrous. This is blasphemy. And the fact that y'all got my blood boiling, may or may not be at work again, and I still got stuff to do. I don't really care though. I got a pretty girl to see later tonight at the bar because I may have got drunk and found love of my life. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. I got to see you again, but whatever. If you guys are getting my blood boiling, and I'll tell you what, we'll see each other again. We're going to see each other in the national championship. And you know what? Thank God I'm not a Gator fan because this would be hell.
Life would be hell as a Gator fan.
Oh yeah, dude.
Thank
There's a
you.
lot of bad things in life. Having Billy Napier as my general, bro, I want him to get a lifetime contract.
I hope they sign to a lifetime contract.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know. I just love you boys. I can't wait to come up to Statesboro.
You got to, buddy.
Dude.
JMU game. I'm telling you that's because last week of the season you said you're not going to miss Florida State. That's fine.
Hell no. Why
That's
would
fine.
I?
But JMU game is going to be the game for you to go to.
I just want to make sure that we play golf. We do a little live recording of the session, and I want to meet Chicken Coop. I want to meet that guy. All right, I want to meet Chicken Coop, the guy that I succeed in these conversations. All right, and I'll tell you another thing. I will put a hefty wager on Georgia Southern. Okay, so I have a major rooting interest. I will put a hefty wager. Also, Georgia Southern is a bunch of red-blooded Americans, and ladies and gentlemen, that's all I'm going to say about that. If you know, you know. Josh knows. Bunch of red-blooded Americans.
We'll
like-
just leave it at that. Just look at Twitter. We won't dive into all the.
No, no.
I do. So Chicken Coop is not joining us this week, unfortunately. He is with his girlfriend right now, and they're
Mhm.
at dinner. He said it kind of turned into a couple more beers than he thought. So
Oh,
he's-
dude.
As things
Y'all,
go.
y'all need to get me with a cup. I'm pretty sure the last time I was like really drunk was in Tallahassee. I think someone said something about my OJ Simpson shirt, and I said 11 defenders couldn't stop him. You think 11 jurymen were going to back in the 90s? Come on now. You guys got to get me drunk, and we got to do that. I mean, I'm down for the get down, boys. And I don't have a girlfriend. I'm single. I'm free for the water hose drinkers.
I've got two things. So I appreciate
Yes.
it. You're married. You're married to the pod. I appreciate that.
Married to the game.
So we did see each other. We reunited at the Florida State Clemson game this year.
Yes.
Couple beers deep. Alec, have I told you about that story? Maybe.
Nope.
Maybe a while back. So, dude, I'm walking out the bathroom, just wash my hands, whatever. This guy comes up to me. He said, I just put on my sunglasses because it was bright out there. And he was like, dude, what's your name? And I was like, oh my God, Cole. Like, holy shit. Like,
I know. I had a beard, bigger shoulders, and I was a lot fatter too. And I was wearing overalls like a G.
We were hugging each other, like jumping up and down, and like everybody was like so confused. Like,
Oh yeah, they were like, "Why is this Clemson and Florida State fan like hugging? Like this is some kind of AA meeting."
to be fair, I'm not a Clemson fan. I just went to the game with Clemson fans.
Optically, you were wearing a massage enthusiast's jersey.
I was
Somebody
wearing,
saw the orange and garnet just hugging right there in the middle of the crowd. It's like, wow. this
I
girl's feeling.
wear cutoff overalls, a black Warwick Dunn jersey from the '90s, and a hat to every game. And I take my shirt off in the fourth quarter of every game. And we listen to Eastbound and Down. That's our fourth quarter song, better than Tom Petty's "I Won't Back Down." And I swing that thing around. So I usually end up shirtless at Florida at games. Watch out, Georgia Southern. Watch out, ladies.
now Georgia Southern does have. They are selling blue and white overalls.
Listen, you guys get me in whatever y'all want to get me in. Let's just have a time. You got to set away. Listen, we gotta plan it. We gotta plan it right. Okay. We gotta do it the right way. We gotta like show me Statesboro, like the down and dirties of Statesboro. I want to be like painted up, right? Shirt off with the Georgia Southern ends and beating the hell out of whatever game I come to, whatever game. I want to beat the hell out of whoever. I'll be the biggest Georgia Southern fan you've ever met.
This is
Call.
what I picture. Alec, I know you can picture a lot of Georgia Southern fans with what I'm about to say. The straw hat, the straw Georgia Southern hat, and overalls, nothing else. No shirt, nothing. That's Cole.
Yep.
Care. Oh, dude. Oh, hold on. It's cutting out. Oh, God. Hold on.
We got
Hold
you
on.
back.
You guys hear me? Sorry. Yeah. I'll wear a Speedo. I'll wear a Georgia Southern Speedo.
So
I'll do it.
Coop, what I was about to say is Coop, he did contribute to the pod. He did send me this link that I saw earlier. It is the average baseball attendance in the state of Georgia. So I thought this was interesting. Georgia State's average baseball attendance this year was 371 people. Bad. Kennesaw
It's
State,
really bad.
579 people. Georgia
Okay.
Tech, 1,159 people. University of Georgia, 2,456 people. And Georgia Southern, 2,537 people. Your average leading attendance in baseball in the state of Georgia is your Georgia Southern Eagles.
There you
And
go.
I might say Georgia State.
Hang the banner. Hang the banner.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Mhm.
Hang it.
Georgia State.
Attendance. It's crazy.
Georgia State, the average 371 people per game for baseball. That's about the amount of home fans they have at a home game for their football.
I have driven past Georgia State when I had to go to that wedding in like Roswell. Not impressed. Listen, I know it's an old baseball park. You can have fun with it. looks nasty, looks dingy. Change it, do something. You're in the heart of Atlanta. Make yourselves the Georgia Southern or Georgia State Magic City goers. I don't know. Like, let's get creative out here.
I've been to Old Turner Field twice since Georgia State took over, and I will have to say, this is not me being a hater of Georgia State. This is me being a fan of the Atlanta Braves. What they did to the stadium, I do kind of like the layout, and I've seen their eventual plans of it. They have a good thing going with their eventual goals of what they want it to progress to, right? Obviously, things take money. But the upkeep on the stadium that I've seen has not been good. But
Oh God, no.
It's also probably a ton of real estate for a college, crew to deal with.
Oh really? Wow. I mean,
but it's not as much as you think. It's not as much as you think because they took out about half the stadium.
well, if you
Yeah.
want to succeed, don't go to Georgia State. Go to Georgia Southern. That's what I say. Okay.
The real GSU.
The real, yeah. Of course. What is that even a question? They had
Look.
linemen drinking beers on top of buses a couple years ago. What are we
Okay,
doing here?
okay. I will say this: Georgia Southern does not claim Gavin Adcock.
That's fine. I can claim him. He can be Ronnie DeSantis Jr. University. He can be claimed by him. I don't care. Yeah, we're not claiming him.
I really don't care.
limit.
Georgia Southern does not claim Gavin Adcock, and
No, we
it
don't.
was a bad move.
Wait.
Here on the bus, dude. It was bad luck. You shouldn't do that.
Can we spill the tea? Was there more to this?
Yeah, there was a little bit more to this. I'll tell you off air my real feelings about it. But, Chad Lunsford was kind of on the path to get fired, and that I think, kind of put the dagger in it of him getting fired. But it did ultimately lead us to getting Coach Helton. So, who's to say if Lunsford wouldn't have gotten fired after that game, would we have gotten Clay Helton? I don't know. Maybe.
As my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ said in some verse in the Bible, when one window closes, a door opens.
Yeah. So I mean,
Mhm.
Lunsford did get fired. Wish Coach Lunsford all the best, but it did lead us to Coach Helton after that game. So, things changed for the better of the program, and that's how it went. So,
All right. Well, listen, boys.
Right.
I'm gonna have to tell you all this. I didn't realize it had been like 30-something odd minutes. I need the quick little rundown. Then I'm gonna do my spiel, and then I'm gonna get back to work because Pretty Lady is having her senior year bar crawl, and I gotta look my bestest. All right, I ain't gonna be wearing this so-called public screen and my black pants that may or may not be the uniform of the may or may not place that I work that I may or may not be at, may or may not. And then I also have some bets for you guys this weekend. I will text them to Josh, and he'll let you guys
I'll read them
know.
out loud.
And we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But give me the rundowns. I tell you one thing. I really like that song of the week thing that we did. That was pretty sick. Just give me the
You got a
rundown. Give me
song?
stuff.
You got a song?
Do I got a song?
What's your song of the
Do I
week?
have a song? Okay. The song of the week is "The Boys Are Back in Town," ladies and gentlemen. Because look at the boys are back in town. What are we doing here? Come on. It's like when Sketch, Queso, and Jinxie all match up together. It's legendary. I will,
What's up,
as
brother?
the heftier looking gentleman, I will take Queso for now. Okay. I'm about to go on Ozempic, go that Tom Segura diet. Adderall is great, but Ozempic will be great over. So give me the rundown, and I'm going to give you my spiel, and then I'm going to get back to may or may not be getting back to work.
Well,
May or may
we're
not.
good. Al, do you have anything else to say? I'm good.
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. Well, I will leave you boys with this. State of the Union, the Rays in trouble. How do we save it? Badass City Connect uniforms, the best in baseball, arguably.
Yes.
I went to the Florida State spring game. I'm doubling down on our national championship hopes and TJ to win the Heisman. Okay. That's how confident I am. Also, I am coming to Georgia Southern, ladies and gentlemen. Confirm it, mark it, write it up, whatever you want to do. Another thing, still haven't watched Dune. Gonna watch it this weekend. We're teetering on the final. We all know I'm still in school. It's because of the poor choice I made. We're teetering on the final grades of 2 classes that I need to pass. So you either going to see Ronnie DeSantis Jr. living his best life this summer, or may or may not be behind bars, and I'm going to be that new like Chavi communist looking photo thing, and I'll be the face of a revolution. But
We'll put you on a shirt.
do it, and just remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you're gonna do anything this weekend, if you're gonna do anything, you drink the water hose. I love you, boys. I'll see you soon.
We love you.
Drinkers forever. Ronnie DeSantis Jr. over and out. Mother truckers. Bye-bye.
Oh my gosh. For those of you listening on podcasts on Spotify, our man Cole Woodard just drank some hose water straight out his possible may or may not be place of work.
Yeah, dude.
Because that's a guy that is committed.
Interesting. So yeah, Alec. I feel like one thing I forgot to mention before we started. I think I do need to address something that happened over the beginning of this week with our good friend Josh Pate.
Oh yes, that needs to be addressed.
So I saw a video. Josh Pate is not doesn't cover a lot of stuff of the Group of Five, which to be fair, he is in it to make money, and that's not what he is covering, right?
Yep.
So what I said was, I gotta find it. Oh, dude, it was bad.
Josh basically got roasted by Josh Pate live on the podcast.
Live on his podcast, dude. It was bad. So I gotta find the tweet. It was actually kind of funny.
And he said, even his name is Josh, do better.
I DM'd him and he said, "You're gonna do better from this." And I was like, dude, you're such an ass. But I still love you.
Oh my gosh.
I've got to find this tweet. Sorry, everyone. When was that, Monday?
Yes, I believe so.
So, anyways, so Josh Pate, I basically saw a video that somebody else posted from his podcast, and it was taken out of context.
That'll get you. That will get you.
I've got to find it, dude. I'm sorry why I can't find this right now. So
Did you
basically,
get a bunch of other people comment on it too?
yeah, they did. So, okay, I found it. So basically, the video was, him basically saying that the Group of Five can't compete with the Power Five in general, right? So the clip that I saw was taken out of context. When he said in the when he said in his actual podcast was, there's really only about 5 schools that are top tier above everybody. So really what he was saying was there's 5 schools that nobody else can compete with. So the video that I saw, which was doctored up, was basically him saying the Group of Five can't compete at all and that they need their own playoffs. So I said, so is Josh Pate the official #1 enemy of the Group of Five? If anyone goes to any of these Group of Five schools, I can guarantee you that you'll have a good time. If you don't, you stink, and that's your own damn problem. G5 is the closest thing now to the true game we all grew up loving, which I still believe. So he said, I watch more G5 football than 90% of the crowd claiming I hate G5, which he is true, but he does not watch more G5 football than me, buddy. I will stand by that. And he said, I simply want the world to know where G5 teams compete for spots in the postseason built on common sense instead of this archaic concept that 130 plus teams are actually playing the same sport. It's insane, and it always has been. Well, there's about 5 teams, maybe 6, that are playing a completely different sport than the rest of college football. and that's the truth. Georgia Southern is, if they played, I'm just using Southern. I'm not going to use Southern as an example. Liberty, if they're playing Arkansas, they're probably going to beat Arkansas right now, honestly. Definitely going to beat Vanderbilt. They're going to beat Northwestern, Boston College, schools like that, right? Georgia Tech, whatever. But Josh Pate on his podcast absolutely ran me over with the car, backed up, pulled forward, backed up, and pulled forward for good measure. Dude, he absolutely roasted me just because we had the exact same name. And I was DMing him, and I was like, dude, yeah, I watched your clip afterwards. I took it out of context, whatever. And he said, "You're good, man." He said, "Still love the support from the G5." I was like, "Okay, you still like the banter, whatever." And I said, "Sorry for taking it out of context again." He said, "All good. You'll be better for this," with the handshake.
Oh my gosh. I
Yeah.
like that guy. I met him at the Georgia Alabama SEC championship game.
When Georgia won? Or no. When Georgia won the Natty, when they beat Bama.
Yes, in 21.
Okay. So that year when
The
Georgia
21-22 season. Yeah,
So-
when we got wrecked in the SEC championship. Anyways, I saw him before that outside of the bins, and he was super cool.
do you know
And
what
I actually gave him a shooter.
do you know what that's pretty cool. Do you know what I appreciate by him though? Is he stands on what he says, and then he's gonna come right back at you if you're talking.
Oh yeah, dude. I love that he responds to, like arguments that are worth the time, I guess.
Yeah. If it's not worth his time, he's not gonna do it. But like, it was kind of cool. He legit pulled up my tweet and showed it on his podcast. Dude.
And also, dude, first off, I agree with what he says. I hate it. You said that Liberty would beat all of those teams. It's more like they would beat one of those teams if they played all of them.
Okay,
It's
they
just
played all of them the same season. Yeah, I just used Liberty as an example.
the disparity between resources available between an Ohio State and Florida Atlantic. It's just not even comparable. But I absolutely hate the idea of breaking it up. But if it goes to something like 80 P5 teams separate away from the other 50 or so, let's see, what would be the split, I guess? Like, would it just be a clean split between G5 and P5? Because there are teams like, let me think of like a pretty good perennial.
Tulane when Willie Fritz was there.
Like a team like Boise State of the 2000s, where you would, and they still have a pretty big fan base, you would consider them.
Georgia Southern early 2000s.
Georgia Southern, yeah, in their freaking heyday. I mean, App State's had a lot of good years. Hate to say it, Coastal's had a lot of good years. There are teams at the G5 level that, if put in a P5 type league and got all of those resources, had the potential to be, a top 25 team. But going back to the teams that are just above the rest, I think it's a little bigger list than 6. Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, Michigan, LSU, Oregon, Ole Miss is getting up there, Penn State, USC, Texas, Oklahoma. There's probably 12 teams that have a realistic chance of winning a national championship going into any given year.
But how do you feel about, with 12-team playoff, how do you feel about so-called group of 5 champion, the best G5 team, or maybe 2? How do you feel about them sneaking into the playoffs at 11 or 12?
I do not agree with automatic bids of any kind.
So you're saying you just want to take the best 12 teams no matter who it is?
Yes.
No matter a conference champion or not?
Nope. Best 12 teams.
See, that's where I go back to my point that the national championship should be the best two teams. No matter what, we've talked about it before, dude. I just miss the old bowl games just truly matter. Like we were talking about earlier, Cole saying that the Orange Bowl doesn't matter. Like, dude, it still matters. That was the best bowl game outside of the playoff, right? And I just miss the time that, you're going to take the top two teams, whether that be Alabama and LSU. I mean, we saw that two SEC teams in the national championship. Like, I just think that the Natty should just be the best two teams at the end of the year, no matter what.
And dude, so I feel like the majority of the public, I don't know, because this could be a misperception of what I see on social media, but I feel like a majority of the public is on board with the 12-team playoff and with transfer portal and NIL and all of the other rapid changes that are happening in the sport. But at the same time, when everybody talks about their favorite players or the best years of college football or just, the general golden era of college football in their life, it's always the 2000s. That 2000 to 2010, the players that we grew up on, the many dynasties we saw formed, that 2007 year, that was so freaking hectic when USF was the top 3 team in the country. West Virginia was at their peak.
The Crystal Ball. The Crystal Ball was a way better trophy than the playoff trophy.
It definitely is. And dude, I don't think that the BCS system was that wrong. Compared to what we're going towards now, I would go back to the BCS system in a heartbeat.
Well, next year that's going to be 14.
I know, and we don't even have 1 year of 12 team under our belt yet. They don't. It's just literally all money driven. It's all a bunch of greedy guys in white collars that don't even care about the sport, never probably even played or coached, just trying to line their freaking pockets. It's all a deal with ESPN and Disney. This is the world we live in.
Why does Disney and ESPN, are they like business ties?
Disney owns ESPN. Disney owns Hulu.
I didn't know Disney owned. Oh, well, I guess because you can get it in the package now.
Disney owns National Geographic. Disney owns Pixar, I believe.
Everything. So yeah, I mean, we can go on for days about this, but what's your draft recap for the Jaguars before we kind of wrap it up?
So we traded back from 17 to 23. My only reservations is Dallas Turner was still on the board. I think that would have been a really good pick. And Quinyon Mitchell was still on the board, which I think he's the best corner in the draft.
Yes.
And
group of 5, I might add.
But we got a couple of extra draft picks out of trading with the Vikings from 17 to 23. And we ended up taking Brian Thomas Jr. there. Big stud wide receiver. It's got that potential to be your number 1 outside boundary X receiver, whatever you want to call him. Love the pick. Think it was great. Picked up a couple of D tackles, got a couple of DBs. I think it was a good draft. Although the public does not seem to agree with me. Most everybody's got the Jags ranked like a C+ to a mid B, and I put them at probably a B+ to an A-.
Well, I know the public is not crazy about it, but how does you think Jaguars fans feel about it?
I think Jaguars fans loved it. I mean, everyone that I've talked to that is a Jags fan thought that, it's fine. Like, I thought that was great.
Did you talk to our good friend Cisco?
I have not talked to Cisco yet, so I need to reach out to him, get his thoughts.
So, dude, draft as a whole, I feel like Jaguars filled the needs for the most part, correct? And they also got
yes. Yes.
So, for the Jets, obviously, they trade back to 11 with the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
Vikings ended up getting JJ McCarthy at 10, right? So we got Fashanu, which was the right pick. We talked about it during the draft, actually. Bowers was still on the board. Obviously, Bowers is the flashy pick. I'm about to sneeze.
Bless you.
Bowers was the flashy pick, right? But at the same time, Fashanu building depth for Aaron Rodgers at the offensive tackle position was the number one need. Especially when you got him, Fashanu is going to play left tackle. This guy's going to be learning under Tyron Smith, a Hall of Fame tackle. I mean,
Mhm.
I mean, you can't. I was mad because I wanted that flashy pick, but 2 minutes later, I come to a realization. I said, okay, that was the right pick with Fashanu out of Penn State.
So I go back and forth on this one. Obviously, you know the needs better than I do. And I agree with you that they really needed more tackle talent, I guess, or depth. But the way that the NFL works now and how important it is to have an elite offense, I feel like Bowers would have probably given them a better shot at making a title run than Fashanu does. If that makes sense.
Off the
But
bat, because Bowers would have been more likely to contribute game one than Fashanu.
yes, and just like over the course of a season, I feel like having another, high level target on the offense helps the team's success generally more than Fashanu. But at the same time, they're in a unique situation where you have Aaron Rodgers, who is aging rapidly and got a what did he tear? His Achilles, towards Achilles coming off of
You
that.
got some older offensive linemen as well.
Yeah. And
Got a
so,
lot of injury prone offensive linemen.
dude, I mean, it's the classic conversation of drafting best available versus needs. And you can go back and forth on every single pick that's ever been made on best available versus needs.
But I will say Malachi Corley,
That was one of your guys.
dude, I've been saying it since literally last football season, how the Jets needed Malachi Corley and how he was gonna be one of the steals of the draft. Ended up trading up in the second round to get him, dude. I love it. And going back to the tight end, we're also kind of sleeping on. I know Brock Bowers is Brock Bowers, right? The greatest tight end in college football history, no question about it, right? But you also forget about Tyler Conklin is a top half of the league tight end. But Jeremy Ruckert out of Ohio State, we drafted him 2 years ago. He's going into his third year, I believe. Damn good tight end, sneaky tight end to be on the lookout for. He grew up a Jets fan too, by the way.
That's always cool, man, when you get to play for your hometown team or, team you grew up liking, something like that.
I'm just glad we got rid of CJ Uzama, dude. He is hot garbage.
Yeah, man. I thought Bowers was going to slide to the Colts at 15 or the Saints at 14.
I thought the Saints was a shoe-in.
I thought the Raiders were going to be all over somebody like Jared Verse or Dallas Turner or something like that.
Well, I would have said Penix or Bo Nix.
Yeah, they were both gone. See, and that's what we were talking about with Cole is like I get the Falcons' train of thought that he's not going to be there in the 20s or the second round. But at the same time, it's just see, here we go again about drafting to supplement your roster or drafting to like win now. And a guy like Dallas Turner gives him a better shot at a playoff run over the next couple of years than Penix does.
Yeah, well, I mean, enough of that. We could go on for days. Who's your winner of the week?
My winner of the week. You go ahead. Let me ponder mine.
My winner of the week, I would say, would have to be Quintez Cephas. Gets reinstated from the NFL, from the gambling. And for you Macon people, he is from Macon, Georgia, played receiver at Wisconsin. And he just got signed by the Buffalo Bills. And I think that he has potential to have a breakout year with the Bills. You know, a good young wide receiver room. They do have Keon Coleman now. You know, Stephon Diggs is no longer there in Buffalo. I believe that Quintez could have a good year in Buffalo for the Bills. But I'll jump right into my loser of the week as well. We've talked about it. No explanation. Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, that one's geez, man. I mean, it is just across the board. Yeah, I hope it works out for him. I really do,
Yeah, I hope I'm eating my words. I really do.
but I do not think I am.
Me neither.
My winner of the week, I'm going to go with Lad McConkey because I love the situation he got drafted into with the Chargers and Justin Herbert. So really happy for what he's going to do.
Okay.
And my loser of the week is going to be the Bills because they traded out of their pick at what was it, like 23, 24? No, we drafted at 23. It's like 25, 26 maybe.
Yeah, to the Chiefs.
Yeah, they traded out of there to the Chiefs, and the Chiefs took Xavier Worthy, who I think is going to be a stud. And obviously, the biggest roadblock for the Bills has been the Chiefs. And so you just gave him another stud receiver,
Well,
and you should have taken him yourself.
you got to think about it too. You know, the Bills ended up getting 32 and traded it to the Panthers to get 33, and the Panthers got Xavier Legette.
Yep.
And
Which
dude,
I'm not as high on Leggett as I was Xavier Worthy and
True,
AD Mitchell.
true. I 100% agree with you, but Legette is a great route runner. But dude, did you see that post draft interview that he had when he finally got to Carolina?
I freaking love his accent. That's awesome.
Country, dude. Country.
That makes me feel represented. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he is country as they get.
You do not hear that from professional athletes. Even professional athletes from the South, you don't hear that very much.
Dude, I hope that Panthers don't turn out to be good because I want the Falcons to win all the division titles. You know what I mean? But Leggett, dude, it's kind of hard not to root for him. I'm just like, dude, like this guy has got to be a fun dude to hang out with. Like, I like he's just country. Like he's a good player too, out of South Carolina. You know, staying in the Carolinas. And I mean, you gotta love it.
Still is a Gamecock though. So
True. But I do think, you know, the Bills did get the right move with Keon Coleman. I do think he is a better player. Yes, I would rather have Xavier Worthy over Leggett and Keon Coleman.
I think Keon Coleman's a bum. I'm declaring him an official enemy of the podcast for his comments that he made, his foolish comments.
Okay. No, I agree, dude. Loser mentality completely. So I would say that is your honorable mention for loser of the week.
You know what? I'm going back.
Bills. He's on the Bills, so that ties into your loser.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, that was the plan all along.
So yeah, I know you got a little quiz for me, or what you got?
Yes, I do. Okay, so you have to name 10 receivers that if you total up their receiving yardage from 2023 has to equal 12,000.
Ooh.
All right. And I got all of the receiving numbers right here and I got a calculator going. So
Okay. Does
10, you only get 10.
does tight end count?
Yes, you can do tight ends or running backs. You just got to come up with 12,000 yards between 10 players.
12,000 yards receiving between 10 players.
Yes.
Okay, Travis Kelce. George Kittle, Sam Laporta. We'll start off the bat.
Okay, so Kittle had 1020. Hold on. Travis Kelce had 984. And who was the third one?
Sam Laporta, Detroit Lions.
He had a lot of touchdowns last year. Yeah, Laporta had 889 and 10 touchdowns.
Really? Only 889. Wow. I thought he
Yeah.
Let's go Tyreek Hill.
Good call. Tyreek led the league with 1799.
What am I at right now?
See, I don't know if I should tell you or not tell you. but I have been telling you all the numbers. So, but obviously you haven't been adding it up in your head. All right, I'll
I
tell
would
you.
say I'm about around 3,500. Let's go.
You're at 4,600 right now.
Okay, way off. 4,600. Let's go Garrett Wilson. He broke 1,000.
Garrett Wilson had 1,042 yards.
Okay, so I'm almost at 6,000 here.
You're at 5,700.
Let's go Evan Ingram for the Jaguars player.
Evan Ingram had 963.
Dude, I'm just like completely drawing a blank on receivers, but we'll go Stephon Diggs. He probably had about 900 yards.
Diggs had 1,183.
Really? Wow, that's more than I thought. Tank Dell.
You're missing a couple of big ones.
I know I am. I'm missing a lot of big ones right now.
Tank Dell had 709, my guy. I don't
Really?
know if you're going to get there.
Okay. How many people have I picked right now?
You've got 8 picks. You got 2 more. And
Okay.
you need about 3,500 yards.
Oh, dude, I'm drawing a blank. JJ, Justin Jefferson.
So you remember he was hurt for quite some time. So you're at 1,074.
Ah, that's true. He was hurt. Um,
There's one you could get that would get you pretty close.
Debo.
Debo didn't have that great of a year either. He had 892.
Damn, who am I missing? I'm
Let me
drawing
tell
a blank on receivers, man.
your final total is 10,555.
Damn.
But you missed CD Lamb with 1,700, Amon Ra with 1,500, Puka with 1,400, AJ Brown with 1,400, DJ Moore had 1,300, Ayuk had 1,300, Nico Collins, Mike Evans, Amari Cooper, Keenan Allen, Jamar Chase.
Oh, dude, I knew I was missing CD. I miss a lot of
Yeah.
guys on the board. That sucks.
And
sucks.
Tyreek Hill and wait. All right, let's see if we can just do this again real quick. You got to come up with 50 touchdowns between 5 receivers. This is your redemption.
50 touchdowns between 5 receivers.
Yep. And this is possible. I'm looking at the list here.
So tight ends do count.
Any pass catcher.
Okay, Laporta.
All right, good start.
Tyreek.
Good start. He had 13.
CD.
CD had 12.
So I think Laporta got about 10 or 11.
You got 35 right now.
So 35 with 2 players left, and I need 15 touchdowns.
Yep. There's several players on here with 10.
Justin Jefferson.
Jay Jettas only had 5.
Okay, so I need a last pick. I need somebody with 10. What if they have more than 10?
Let's see. For players that you have not named, there are.
I'm just saying, like, what if I hit over 50?
Then you're good. There's 5 more players that you have not named that have double-digit touchdowns.
Puka.
Where is he at? He wasn't this low.
He had to have 10 touchdowns.
He only had 6. Wow.
What? So my total was at 46. Damn.
Yeah. You missed Mike Evans, Amon Ra, Jordan Addison, Cortland Sutton, DJ Moore, Nico Collins, Stephon Diggs, Devontae Adams, DK Metcalf, Calvin Ridley, Jacoby Myers all had an 8.
See, I thought I hit the nail on the head right there.
I thought Puka had more than 6 too. That's crazy.
I thought it was like, oh, easy 50 with those guys that I named. Damn. I could have named Kelsey. Kelsey had to have 10 tugs.
I don't think he did either.
Okay, that's regular season. Kelsey did have more touchdowns than
5. He only had 5.
Damn. Well, I was trying to find one quiz for you. But I'm not finding it, so I'm not gonna look. So, but yeah, dude, good episode tonight. It was good, a little abnormal episode. But we'll be back next week, live in person together with Cole Goodwin at the end of the episode for the interview, hopefully. But yeah, dude, good episode tonight.
Very good. Very good. Had a fun time. I like this quiz. I'm going to plan it out a little bit better for next week, make it a little more challenging. Well, maybe about the same amount of challenge, but to where I don't have to look everything up.
Okay, I'll work on a quiz for you.
And I'll do it. I'll do something different.
I'll do guess the year for you next week. And then you find one for me. Make it a little
I might do a college one next week.
Oh, that'll be good. That would be good. That could be curious, whether it be receiving or not. If you want to do something difficult, like tackles or something like that, like 200 tackles, like you got like 10 players named like 200 tackles or whatever the number is, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we might do some college. Who knows what we're gonna do? We could do career goals in soccer.
Okay, that would be a good one.
Home
Well, keep it broad. It doesn't have to be football. Keep it any sport.
We'll
Like,
do home runs.
yeah, just don't do football, basketball, or baseball, or soccer. Soccer would be fine too. I can do soccer, but don't hit me with rugby or something like
I'm
that.
not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not that cruel.
Football, basketball, baseball, or soccer. Those are my in range. I can name some players.
All right, bet.
Well, dude, Al, you got anything else for the people?
Stay true, stay blue. Go Dogs, go Eagles, go Jags, go Jets.
Yeah,
And I think I'm not all the way committed, but I'm very much leaning towards being a Carolina Hurricanes fan. So go Canes as well.
yeah. Hopefully, Atlanta gets a hockey team soon. So
That would be very cool.
that would be cool. But yeah, just like Cole was doing, if you saw it on YouTube, but if you were listening to it on Spotify, be like Cole and drink out of the water hose.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you, Al. I will see you soon, brother.
Peace.
Yep.